Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel, Beauty Doesn't Age. I'm Katie, and in today's video we have a look at my 45-day challenge results. I started this with the Saranghae skincare line. It's a Korean skincare line. I have a video that I originally posted, which is below, to kind of give you an introduction. It's an unboxing, and I actually have, I think, a 2-week check-in with that one as well. So be sure to check that one out. But today is the results day. And like I said, it's been about 45 days since I started this skincare regimen, and I was looking for something that would help with, of course, anti-aging and inflammation of my skin, as well as hyperpigmentation. So those are some things that really drew me to the line. I have a real hard time finding a skincare line that really works the way I need it to, because I have a lot of fine lines under here. Yes, I am now 49, so yes, eye lines are just a fact of life, as well as hyperpigmentation. I have no idea where this came from. It seems to, I mean, you can't really see it now because I have makeup on, but in a minute you will see. Wow, I have a lot, and I can only attribute that to the skin damage that I started when I was younger and very not into understanding the importance of SPF in anything. So I have a lot of remnants of that, and I have some texture here that just never seems to want to go away. So anyway, with all that, I was really going into this with high expectations, because it's you know, the website has a lot of wonderful claims on it in terms of what the ingredients will do, and I'm very much a believer of natural ingredients, which most of the products, everything I saw at least, there's nothing in there that made me, you know, step away and think, oh my gosh, this is just loaded with chemicals. Very natural key ingredients, and a full line, so everything from, you know, wash to masks to even a charcoal mask, which I absolutely adore, you know, cleanser and day cream, night cream in one, and serum, all of those things, eye cream, just built into one easy to follow package, and I was loving that. That's another thing that appealed to me. And then they also have this thing that you can subscribe to. Well, it's not a thing, actually. They actually have a VIP membership where you can get an auto replenishment. And yes, you would think it's like an auto, well, it is an auto ship, but it's not your typical auto replenishment program. You actually get a better deal with each subsequent shipment, even though it's the same product. So you start out, I think you pay like $189, and then your next one is $169, and then your third and on shipments are $149. And it comes every 45 days, or you can adjust it to every 60 or even every 90. So here's a breakdown of everything I just mentioned in terms of, you know, here's what you would pay for your initial shipment if you're on the VIP plan, then your second shipment, and then every shipment from that point forward. So that is a quick recap of everything I talked about in the first video. So if you are interested to see what my final results are and my final thoughts, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I'm going to remind you where we started with my journey on this brand, and that was about 45 days ago. The brand is called Saranghae, which is a Korean skincare line, and I hadn't really had a lot of luck with skincare that were Korean based for whatever reason. My skin just never really responded well. So I was excited to try this one because I didn't want to, you know, give up hope at that time. Also, another thing that drew me in totally, thank you marketing, was they have this mini fridge. So here's a look at my mini fridge filled with the products. And oh my gosh, isn't that the cutest thing? You've got your masks in the door, and you have your products all on the shelf and like tucked away. And I have to tell you that the difference that it makes. Now, these products do not have to be refrigerated, but I have tried them with refrigeration and without refrigeration. Oh my gosh, I don't know that I will ever use skincare ever that isn't in a refrigerator first. It is so amazing, how refreshing it is just to have that cool product that's hit your skin. It feels great no matter when you put it on. It just is so refreshing and so lovely. And I love that mini fridge. It is so quiet too, which is another thing I couldn't believe. I mean, I don't know how they do that. Maybe it's small enough not to be noisy. I don't know, but it is awesome. It is so awesome. So here's a look. Let's take a look at my before. So here's a look at my before picture, and you can see that I have quite a bit of hyperpigmentation, especially in my cheeks and my nose. And then I took another set of pictures. So the next set of pictures is actually my 2-week check-in, and you can see some of the pigmentation looks a little better. Some of the, you know, the lines or the area under my eyes look a little more taut. And now here are my final results. So I'm going to put my before and my final after next to each other. And I don't know if it's the lighting or what it is, but I don't look that much better. In fact, I look a little, I don't know, a little the same maybe. So yeah, I don't know if it really did what I hoped it would do. The area under my eyes, I think, was what I liked the most. But yeah, there you go. So I don't know if you saw any difference, but visually I look the same 45 days later. Now, some things about that. One thing that the pictures don't really pick up is how incredibly smooth my skin turned out. Now, with the exception of, I don't know if you guys can see on camera, right here I have these little bumps. In fact, a couple of them have kind of turned into like right, I have one right here, like a divot in my skin. I have no idea where that came from. I mean, you know, traditionally that would come from some kind of breakout situation, but I don't remember ever in my lifetime having a breakout so intense, like right here or right here, that would leave an actual divot in my skin. So that's a little odd. Now, don't get me wrong, I didn't expect the skincare line to take care of my divot or whatever you want to call those things. I don't know what it is, but I don't even know if they'll ever go away. It's just part of me now. Fine. But I do have some texture here, and when I smile, it's just like the first thing that says hello right here. And so I was kind of hoping that would go away, and it didn't really seem to help that. However, the rest of my skin, oh my gosh, so smooth, and I was just blown away by that, because I still, even at 49, I still break out. I know, ladies, I'm so sorry. Yeah, you're gonna break out. Maybe not as often, but you're gonna have breakouts. It's just never leaves you. It's so unfair. I get it. They come, they stay, they go, but they're annoying. No doubt about it. However, with the exception of the adjustment period that I had to let my skin take, I mentioned that in the first video, you know, this area right here got a little bumpy, but I just had to back off on a couple of products and then introduce them against Lily. Aside from that, I didn't have one breakout. None. I mean, at all. And normally I see something, maybe, I don't know, like a couple of weeks between each other. I mean, I know some of you are thinking, oh my gosh, I break out every day. But, you know, a lot of women break out for sure once a month. But 45 days, not one breakout at all. And that blew me away. I was so incredibly delighted. And I think it may have to do with the fact that these products, several of them, the serum, I believe the serum and the night cream for sure, have a little bit of tea tree oil in them. You can't smell it. It's not real strong at all. But I think it's just enough to keep breakouts at bay. And the smoothness, I mean, my cosmetics go on so smooth. My pore situation, it's still there. You know, it didn't seem to make them less noticeable, except for that pore refining charcoal mask, which is my new best friend. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. But you know, our pores don't really shrink. I mean, we're kind of like blessed with pores of different sizes. And as we age, you know, a lot of us feel like they get lazy and they just get bigger and you want to tighten them up or make them disappear. They're never going to disappear. They just aren't. But you can do things to help have them contract so that it appears that they're either shrinking or they're disappearing. But for the most part, yeah, what you have is what you have in terms of pores. However, the smoothness of which I could put on cosmetics to kind of smooth out the pores and make them a little less noticeable changed dramatically for me while I was using this product line. So for me personally, I didn't see, you know, the results I was hoping for, but nonetheless, I think it is a great line. So I'm actually going to show you on camera, and I'm actually going to put on some products for you so you can kind of see how I use them. So if you're interested to see that, and also my final thoughts on the results of my 45-day challenge, then just keep on watching. So I'm going to go through the steps of the Saranghae and I kind of show you how the application goes on, kind of give you some thoughts on the way through everything, and also just sum everything up at the end and kind of give you my final thoughts on how this skincare regimen worked on my 49-year-old skin. Okay, so I've already actually washed, and I did use the Nourishing Moisturizing Oil and Foam Cleanser, and this has truffle extract and gold. I did look up gold in skincare, and some of the things that I have found in terms of why gold would be included is that it is actually an antioxidant and it has anti-inflammatory properties. So that's great, especially if you have redness or inflammation of the skin. But I will say that if you are sensitive to gold, you definitely want to steer clear of this, because there is gold flecks, and it's really kind of a treat when you put it on. You don't really see it, of course, but you know, when you're putting it in your hand and you see the sparklies, it's like, oh, that's kind of fun. One of the optional products that you can get is the Perfect Balance Toner, which I actually already have on my face, but it's really interesting because with this toner, you don't, I mean, at least I didn't actually put it on a cotton pad or cotton ball and put it on my face. What I did is I actually put a little bit in my hand, kind of rubbed it together, and then just pressed it into my face, and it does smell perfumey. That was one thing that I mentioned in my first video, that at first I thought it did not have a scent, and then as I used it, I found that it is very perfumey, which personally I don't like that kind of fragrance in skincare, but it does dissipate fairly quickly, and I did appreciate the toner overall. It is a toner that really balances out your pH of your skin and gets it prepped for the rest of the products, and it is very soothing, I would say, and also very moisturizing, but not over the top. It does leave a little shine, but again, you're layering products on top of each other. So anyway, I really did like this, and this is separate. It does retail, I think, for $30, I believe, but it's worth it. And I'm only halfway through. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm halfway through this bottle, and I've been using it every day throughout the entire 45 days. And while we're on optional products, let me just real quickly talk about this. I love this thing. Oh my gosh. I'm with the charcoal mask, and it looks like a mud mask, but actually it's really a peel off mask. And when you put it on and you let it set, this actually does peel off almost in one layer, and it's kind of fun to use. I did notice that it is pore refining, and that is absolutely what it does. I cannot tell you how amazing and how smooth my skin was, and wow, if you want to use that before a special event or getting your photos made or whatever it is, you just know that your makeup that day is going to look practically flawless and you will be glowing. And I was so impressed with this product. I mean, incredibly impressed. The only thing I did notice is the other day I actually opened this up, and most of the product, I mean, I store it like this, but it seeped into the lid and is really goopy, and I ended up having to like take my pinky finger and scoop a lot of it out of the lid. It looked like tar. I mean, it was just so concentrated. So the only thing I would say about this one is if you get it, store it like this, which is not the most convenient way to store it, clearly, but the inconvenience of finding a way to store it this way is so worth it. This is probably one of my favorite products, my favorite masks I have ever tried. Speaking of masks, the Saranghae line does come with several of these sheet masks. So when you get your auto delivery, you get a whole new set of these, and these are just lovely. When I mentioned how in the first video that I keep these in the fridge, they're so refreshing, and when you put it on, you leave it on for about 15 to 20 minutes. So soothing. It truly feels like a spa experience, and they aren't overly scented. I didn't really notice a scent. I mean, it's the same kind of pleasant, not overly perfumey, but there is clearly a scent there, but it wasn't irritating at all. And there's so much serum built into these masks, infused in these masks, that you have plenty to just take down your neck, and then once you take it off, it absorbs very quick. It doesn't leave your skin feeling sticky or oily or anything, or oily or oily or anything like that. It's just feels very nourishing. So these are a hit. I actually love these. So while I have you on camera, I haven't finished my skincare routine other than the cleanser, the toner, and the mask that I happened to do today. So I thought it would be fun just to go ahead and show you how I apply the rest of the products. So the first thing I'm going to use after I put on the toner, I did put the toner on after I did the mask, no, before I did the mask, which I probably didn't need a toner today, but I decided to use it anyway. This is the Deep Radiance Essence and Serum, and you usually need about 1 to 2 pumps. They say 3 pumps, but I find that's a little too much, and it is a little bit of a gold color. You guys can see. It's a little bit of an amber color. I don't think it actually has gold in it, but the way you put it on is you just kind of emulsify this with your hands, and then you literally just tap it into your skin. There's no rubbing with these products, and that was probably the most difficult thing for me to get used to, is not to do this business. But you really do just pat it and press it into the skin, so as if you're just kind of imagining you're pressing it into your pores. I get that, because if you've ever used a kind of a pore filler primer, they say not to smear it across, but to really press it in, so it really does fill the pores. So that's the idea here. So I'm just pressing that in, and you can see that 2 pumps is really quite enough. So you do want to be sure to allow each product to kind of sit on your skin and absorb a little bit before you move on to the next step. They do say give it about 30 seconds or so. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that now because I want to move through this, but it feels real good. It is a little tacky, which I don't mind. Again, it's a serum, so I'm going to be layering other products on top of it. The next product that we use in this line, and I'm actually going in order of each step, is the Firm and Lift Regeneration Cream. This is a pretty thick cream. I will tell you that if you're one not to like thick creams, especially during the day, you may or may not love this. And I did have a problem at first getting used to it. I just thought, oh, this is so much better as a night cream. I don't really like thick creams for my daytime wear, but it absorbs so quickly and it doesn't leave a greasy feeling behind at all. I did end up using it during the day, but I just didn't use quite as much as I did at night. So it worked out. Okay, so I've got a little bit here. It's a little bit of a kind of a beigey color cream. And these have been in the little refrigerator, so they're a little cool, which, oh, I have to tell you, if you haven't considered putting your skincare in a mini fridge, think about it, because I cannot tell you the treat it is to put cool, soothing skincare products on your face. You know, even if it's at night or in the morning, you just get this wonderful kind of refreshing zing, and I almost just look forward to that. It's lovely. So same idea with the cream. We're just pressing this in. Okay, so now I have both of those on. The final step in the regimen is the Focused Renewal Eye Cream. It's not greasy and it absorbs really nicely. So I wasn't sure how this was going to perform under my makeup, and it performs beautifully. So I usually take like maybe half a pump. Look it go. So just a little bit, like a pea size. And this is the same color as the night cream, or see, I still call it night cream, the regeneration cream. You know, it is a little thicker, but just back again to the whole keeping your skincare products in the refrigerator. When you put this on and it is cool, oh, it is just so refreshing, especially around the eyes. So you just take this and you use your index fingers and you really just go around the orbital bone, steering clear of the eyelids, and you know, directly underneath your eye. You just want to kind of tap it right around here, and then they say to tap it out to your temples and just kind of tap that in. So that is all pressed in, and you can see it doesn't take very long. You know, all of this would probably take a lot less time if I wasn't explaining everything. So, you know, when you're thinking to yourself, oh, you know, a 5-step system, is this really going to take a lot of time? I think the most time it takes is just kind of, you know, pausing and allowing the different layers of skincare product to kind of absorb before you move on to the next one. So if you're in a hurry, you know, you may not like that, but I did notice a difference in terms of, you know, things layering on, absorbing between layers, impacting my makeup later on. I seem to perform better when I give it just a few seconds or so to absorb before I put on the next layer of skincare. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish up the rest of my makeup now that we're talking about makeup, and then I will be back to talk about my final thoughts on the Saranghae 45-day challenge. Okay, so I have all my makeup on, and as I mentioned earlier in the video, one thing that I really appreciate about the Saranghae line, that what it did for my skin at least, was it really did help make everything go on so smoothly, from primers to foundations. I mean, it just, oh my gosh, so it's just so well. I don't have nearly the amount of unevenness, I think, aside from this little trouble area here, but no breakouts, and I think that's what helped so much. There was no, you know how sometimes you have a breakout that's coming. I mean, you can feel it, you start to see it raise just a little bit, and then it just takes its time just to get to where you need it to get so it can go away. Yeah, didn't get any of that, and I think that really helped just overall having just a boost in my complexion as far as smoothness goes. Now, as far as hyperpigmentation, you just saw that it's very much still there, very much still a part of me, and I still have these little lines and little wrinkles and this, you know, business going on here, which, you know, I don't know if you ever really is that, because I'm never going to stop smiling. So again, that just may be something that is just going to stay with me, and that's totally fine. But at the same time, I feel like my skincare needs for anti-aging is a little bit different. Now, had I tried this line when I was in my, you know, my late late 20s, 30s for sure, maybe early 40s. When I was breaking out the most, for sure, I would absolutely have loved this line. But it just doesn't seem to give me what I need in terms of, helping with hyperpigmentation or fine lines. I really did not see much of an improvement. Now, it's only been 45 days, and they don't promise the world in 45 days, but they do claim that you will see a difference in your skin. No question, I absolutely have seen a difference in my skin. The first day I noticed a difference, which is crazy, I know, but the following morning my skin was so smooth and hydrated, but not like overly dewy or greasy or anything like that. And I still have a little T-zone action, but for the most part my skin's fairly dry. And not to mention that I tried this out in the middle of winter when it was super dry out in the West Coast, incredibly like crispy dry. Yeah, and wow, my skin just always felt so hydrated and it felt healthy, and that is the main thing. So will I continue using it? Absolutely. I will definitely continue using the charcoal mask for sure. Definitely continue using the creams, the masks, the cleansers. So yeah, all of these products, I love them. I think what I'm going to do though is I'm going to supplement in something else, which just means that maybe a 45-day replenishment isn't a good fit for me, which is not a problem because they do offer 60, 90-day auto replenishment. So I think I'm going to actually just push it out a little bit. I'm still saving a lot by staying on that program because I'm spending less per product. And these are really good quality products. I mean, when I reacquainted myself with the ingredients of these, and you can check them out too if you want to, I was really impressed with the number of botanicals that they use. So take this for what it's worth. This is not, I'm not a scientist. I'm not an expert on skincare. I'm just a consumer who is aging and trying to gracefully fight back some of that process as much as I can. All of that to say, am I happy with my 45-day results? Yes and no. Yes, because I love the fact that my skin is super smooth and no breakouts. Love that. On the other hand, I think I need a little bit more anti-aging ingredients and something to help, with the hyperpigmentation. I don't want to go into, a prescription-based anything for this yet. I really want to see if I can find something that is not a prescription. Maybe I just need to, beef up my exfoliation a little bit more. That was, aside from the charcoal mask, there really wasn't an exfoliator in this line. Even though, some of the ingredients, I guess, could be considered an exfoliator, maybe, I don't know. But I definitely do feel like I need to do a little more exfoliation. But anyway, I really hope that this video helped you if you're on the fence or trying to decide whether or not Saranghae is a brand for you. I definitely think it's worth a try. I mean, I absolutely recommend it for that very reason. We're all different with our skin. We all have different needs, and you just might find your new, go-to or holy grail skincare with this line. Who knows? I mean, it wasn't for me. It wasn't the holy grail for me, but it's definitely something I enjoy. I am going to continue using, and I'm just going to incorporate some other products in there, see how it goes. If you enjoyed this video and it helped you in any way, I'm so glad, and I'm so thankful that you watched it and listened to everything I had to say. That is so nice of you. But if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and also be sure to subscribe. I do post videos. They're super sporadic right now, so I do hope one day to get a little more consistent, but I really enjoy them, and I hope you do too. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.